Well, taking a look at today, we could see we had pretty much wall-to-wall sunshine out there. You could see we warmed up plenty to those 80s, but feeling really great if you were able to go out and enjoy this Saturday. And of course, we lost that sunshine now, and we're starting to cool off into these overnight hours, down into the 70s. Of course, at this 10 p.m. hour here in town, coming in at 74 degrees. A couple of us already getting down into those 60, 69 there in Mertzen, as well as over in Eden. Towards the I-10 corridor, 72 for both Sonora as well as Junction. All of us in those lower 70s expected to get down to around that 60-degree mark, if not those 50s for overnight lows tonight, and that's partially because of the cold front that came through, bringing in some drier air. Looking at these dew points, they were up in the upper 60s. Now they're down towards those upper 50s and lower 50s. 58 here in San Angelo, 51 down there in Ozona, 58 over in Junction. Relative humidity indices down from those 80% into the 60% and 50%. As we're taking a look at the upper level pattern, this major trough towards the northeast is what was resulting in that cold front that pushed through earlier today. That's going to result in some nice overnight lows as well as cooler temperatures. We start to warm up just a little bit, but by the back half of next week, we've got our eyes on that next upper level system working its way in towards the Pacific Northwest. And if you noticed down here towards the Sun Belt as well, this made its way up off the Gulf of Mexico. That's a nice little low pressure system that could turn into a little bit of tropical activity into these next few days. We'll go over that in just a second. Looking at this on the moisture tracker, you can see how that cold front pushed down some drier air, but then the Gulf just has all that orange there. That's plenty of moisture, a very strong gradient across the Texas coast. Wants to push in some of that moisture. Doesn't look like it's going to push in too much towards the Concho Valley, but areas from about South Padre through Houston definitely going to be looking at a more rainfall going into these next few days. Current national satellite showing you some action over towards Arizona and into Colorado, and of course we're looking at that activity towards the Gulf, and the National Hurricane Center is as well. Right now they've got about a 60% chance of development through the next 2 days, but over the next week about an 80% chance of development. So they're thinking pretty likely that this is going to turn into the potential for a tropical depression, if not tropical storm, as water temperatures in the Gulf of Mexico are in those middle 80s, if not towards that 90-degree mark. Plenty of fuel for the system to work with as these two broad areas of low pressure actually come together and emerge as something a little bit stronger. Currently across the state, you can see from west to east and north to south, almost no clouds, just a couple of them working in towards the panhandle. But as far as rain goes, we're sitting very dry going into today. Futurecast is going to show you how most of the state stays dry these next few days, but if you do keep your eye on the Gulf, that's where that system is down there. We're going to expect to move south here in the next 24 hours or so, merge with that system. But as far as Texas goes, we're looking still pretty dry for these next couple of days here. But as you keep your eyes on the Gulf, that's really going to be the story, because where that goes east or west, we'll see how much rainfall works in towards Corpus through about Houston, that area. But right now, most of the models luckily have it going towards Louisiana. Unfortunately, that means less rainfall for us here in the Concho Valley as a result. So going into the overnight hours tonight, down to about 59 degrees, winds out of the east-northeast about 5 to 10 miles an hour, and those winds hold strong into tomorrow. But looking even cooler tomorrow thanks to that cold front that pushed through today, 84 degrees. So make sure to get out there and enjoy that great day tomorrow if you're able to. And if you're going for a run tomorrow as well, it's looking pretty much great throughout the entire day. Luckily, we're not pushing up to any of those triple-digit heats, so looking great across the board if you're getting out there for a little bit of a run or just getting outside in general, because like I said, it's looking like a great day. I know I'm not going to waste it. And for the next week, we're looking pretty good as well, below average temperatures. 90 degrees by Thursday there, and then as we push into the weekend, maybe getting back up into those mid-90s with a slight chance for rain, but it's by no means going to be a washout. That's all for your 7 days.